activities where you just sorted out first name and last name and then merged them. All those cool activities, those are some pretty cool string.operator challenges. Once you add the power of iteration to that, though, you can do some amazing, amazing stuff. And today you are going to do some amazing, amazing stuff with strings and string algorithms in an assignment at the end of class. And we're going to go over those things as well. But quick review and reminder about the actual AP exam, which is on May 6th. You are going to get a string. This thing you're going to get is going to be, this is what you're going to get in that class or on that exam. You're going to get a cheat sheet that's going to have the different string, this thing right here, the different strings method, the dot operators, and it's going to look just like this sheet here. You're going to get the math ones are on there, there's others, but the string ones are provided for you, so you don't have to memorize them exactly, but it's really helpful to know how they work, so you can just use this as a crutch, as a reminder, and not, and it doesn't provide as much data as I wish it did. But today, we're going to do a little GimKit in just a few minutes, but I want to start with just a quick review about how this is a test and these different operations work. So if we had a string that got, this is a test, and then I wanted to answer the first question, in size equals. I'm going to beg everyone to throw down in that chat window, what does in size equal? So feel free to not hit return yet, but just type in what you think the answer is. What would in size equal? And then there it is. This is a test. What would int size equals test.length return? And if you could put that answer in and then press return in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, throw down that answer. What are you getting? For all of you brave enough to participate, thank you so much for doing that. For those of you who didn't, wake up, get in the game. Even if you're wrong, I'm not going to yell at you, and I don't even have time to see what you put. I'm on presentation mode. Oh, I just scrolled through them. There you go. Good job, folks. This one is tricky. The correct answer is 14, and let me explain why. Length counts the number of characters in the string. Even if you were smart and clever, and this is the right thing to do, remember, I encourage you to turn your notebook on its side and write down 1 character per line and then count the lines. It only gets you to 13, but remember, it's zero-based indexing. So with zero-based indexing, there are actually 14 characters in the string. Tricky and mean. Now, what would int s be? Int s. And I'm going to ask you to type it, but don't hit return yet. So let people think about it, put in the answer, look at the screen, figure out what int s would be, and then flip over back to the meet, put it in the chat window, or sorry, open the chat window, put that answer in, what's int s going to equal? And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Waterfall. Let's get that answer in there. Int s. Couple people brave enough to put in answers. Thank you for all your courage for people putting in answers. So the index of a string returns the index of the first occurrence of the string and returns -1 if it's not in there at all. So the first instance of the string is at index 3. Isn't that tricky? Isn't that nasty? Even though it's the 4th character, the index of s is actually a 3. Very, very tricky. Don't feel bad if you didn't get that right. Good to review it. Next, let's look at what string I would be. String I is going to return substring 5 to 10. So what is string I going to, excuse me, what is string I going to be? So once you figure it out, and be brave, not yelling at anyone, regardless of what they get, but what is string I going to be between characters 5 and 10? 5, oops, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down your best guess. Got some of the exact answers I would put on a quiz to try to stump you. So here is how this works. Just as a review, it is nasty. What you do is you go from index 5, which is the little I in is, and then you go to the 10th index, which is a T, but you don't include the 10th place. Nasty, right? So it doesn't include, and it says that right in the string substring explanation, returns a substring beginning at the index and ending at the index to -1. So that is nasty. So it has a good way to double check that is to do the subtraction trick. So take 10 minus 5, which is 5, and it should include 5 characters. So 1 is I, 2 is the S, the space in 7, 8 is the A, and 9 is the space. And those are the 5 characters. Only though 3 characters are like letters, 2 of them are spaces. One person even made sure to note it includes the space. That was tricky and mean. Last but not least, string J. What would string J output? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Great job, folks. And thank you for participating. I know it's hard in 2020. Even engagement is a challenge, and you did great. So appreciate the engagement. Let's go over the answer. When you just have one number, as in string J gets test.substring 10 at 10, you start at the 10, which you include, and then you just go to the end of the string. So 10 is the T, and then it just will go until the end of the string. So it would be TEST. So that was kind of like a test. Congratulations if you got it. And further congratulations to all those who were paying attention, because we are now going to do just a fun GimKit practice, which is a good way to review these in a fun and engaging way. Just because of time, I'm not going to do the Among Us one. If it were the end of the class, I would. But I do want to move on, and I do want to give you time to do the homework assignment in class. I've been trying to alter that. It's cut the pace to a critical point, but the amount of work completion has really gone up. So we have to do some modifications. So we're going to do this GimKit practice on string operators, and so I'm going to beg you all to sign in to this. I'm going to stop the recording. I don't think we need to record us playing GimKit.